In this video, we're making Nuka Cola Quantum from Fallout 4 and 3. Mainly from 3 because the bottle that we have is not going to be shaped as the bottle from 4. So what you're going to need is all the ingredients in front of you. Except for Coca-Cola, it'll just be the bottle that you need. An empty bottle of Coca-Cola. So what you're going to do is you're going to start with your pitcher. And you're going to take any of the 3 sodas, Squirt, Sprite, or Mountain Dew, and fill it up 1/3 of the pitcher. Or 1/3 of the amount that you want. So we didn't want too much, we just wanted 1.5 liters. So I'll fill it up to that. Now for the Sprite to be added. So we can just quickly get it all in there. Now for the Mountain Dew, right here. This part I know exactly how much, so I don't have to go measure it. See, as you can see, it changed the color really dramatically, but the Mountain Dew is darker than that, and once we add the food coloring, it's going to look something like this, except a little different because we messed up on our first batch and added Mountain Dew instead of Squirt, so we just had essentially a Mountain Dew and Sprite bomb. So now what you do is you can take any of the other ingredients, and you don't have to do it in this exact order, but we're going to start out with the Canadian Dry tonic water. Make sure it doesn't have to be Canadian Dry, just tonic water. You want to add just as much until you feel right. I don't think we ever added enough, so we just added that. So what we found out later was that like 4 drops of blue was a little too much of the food coloring that you'll need. You'll need food coloring for this. 4 drops was too much. We always ended up with this kind of like murky color, and it wasn't ever too bright enough. But you don't want as much red. Just 2 drops of red, 3 drops of blue. And you just might end up with a good color, but you really never know. And I don't know. So now you want to stir it up to get the colors mixed in. And I'm just using whatever's closest to me to stir it up. And see, as you can see now, it got really dark. But even though it may look dark, once we take it out, it's going to have the color that we showed you before. It's just that the Mountain Dew and all that just makes it, and the width of this bottle just makes it really dark. So when we take it out, well, it'll look better. I assure you. And you have to put, really, to give it that special Nuka Cola look, you have to put a light underneath it, and it looks really good. So what I'm going to be doing is now you have to take the Mentos, and Mentos put in this will just explode. Actually, we never really tried that, but we don't want to. So what I do is I crush it up just a tiny bit, enough to where I can just take chunks of it and drop them in. You know what? Screw it. Entire thing. And second entire thing. Just 2 Mentos. The tonic water, I believe, doesn't fizz like normal water does. Or, you know, how it explodes. So I think this should be good. I don't think we'll have any problem. Plus, with the Mentos, you have to have that pressure built up to where it can shoot. And this doesn't have any pressure built up. So what you want to do is you want to give it a while for the Mentos to dry. And since they're just giant clumps, you really have to give them a really long time to dissolve 100%. So it's really better to use tiny little ones and just tiny little clumps. Really just take apart the Mentos and smash them a lot. Really, if you can. Maybe use a knife or something to cut them in half and stuff. But then you're going to want to take a Coca-Cola bottle. It doesn't matter what size. Whatever size you want your guests or you to have while doing whatever you're doing. And you want to empty it out of the Coca-Cola, drink it, waste it. I don't care how you do it. But you want to get an empty bottle. Then you want to, once the Mentos are done drying, or done fizzing up and melting, you want to take this now empty bottle. And you want to add it up. You want to fill it up with the current mixture. Once it is done with Mentos drying and fizzing and melting. So I have this clear bottle. I did not actually waste the other bottle. I just had another bottle that I already drank. I'll be filling that up once it is done fizzing. So that's really all you have to do. And then to get a final product, the final product will look maybe a little darker than this. But that looks, I don't know about what you guys would say, but that looks like Nuka Cola Quantum to me. That looks pretty freaking amazing. So that will be what the final quad looks like. And all we used for the light was this simple light right here. It's just something you'd put on a headlamp. And before we used those, we used our phones, just the lights on our phones, and it worked just fine. So when you're waiting for the Mentos to like melt and really spread their mintiness flavor into here, you're gonna want to kind of give them about, I'd say 10 minutes to 30 minutes, because depending on how well you smash them up, they might take forever, they might not take very long at all for the flavor to really melt into it. And that's really all. You've seen the final product and everything, and yeah. Next episode, we're probably going to be doing the how to make the label on the Coca-Cola bottle look like a Nuka Cola bottle, and the cap of the Coca-Cola bottle look like a Nuka Cola bottle. But that will be a little bit harder because Nuka Cola Quantum is blue and Coca-Cola is red, and there are no known, at least I don't know of any Coca-Cola that is blue, just green. There's that weird flavor of green. So, and then maybe later on you might see how to make a Coca-Cola, just a Nuka Cola regular flavor and a Nuka Cola cherry, which will need in completely different sodas, and due to budget, we can't exactly get them right now. Well, that's all. Have fun enjoying making